Hello everyone, welcome to Voyage. Today I'm going to go over some new pieces that I got from Charlotte Tilbury. I got the NUDEGASM face palette and the Nude makeup look kit. Now I'm going to go over swatches first, then I'm going to show you guys how to create a look with these products. I want to make sure that you guys leave here feeling like you know how to use these products. I do several different looks from light, medium to full so that you guys can get the most out of your makeup, and then I'll end with a mini review. Let's go ahead and get started. So I already have my concealer, foundation, mascara, brows on, and a bit of a tinted lip balm to hydrate my lips. But let's go ahead and go over these products and then we will try them on my face today. So the first product I'm going to look at is the NUDEGASM by Charlotte Tilbury. Retails for $75. So this states that it has a lustrous pearl pigment satin skin finish, which I believe are these two here. It also says that it has a hybrid cream powder formula for a luminous matte finish, which I believe are these two here. And it has a super glow skin finish that can be used wet or dry, which you guys know I love wet and dry because it really creates either a natural soft focus finish or something very bold and impactful for the face. And it does state that it combines the wearable cool girl super mattes from the 90s supermodel era and the modern euphoric filter effects from the queen of super glow. All right, let's go ahead and try this beauty on. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on my face, wet and dry, using one palette for the whole look. But since I do have the 6 shade Super Nude Easy Eye palette, I'm going to go back in and touch up with this at the very end to show you guys how you can add this. But let's go ahead and jump right into this palette first. In fact, I'm going to use my original Kevyn Aucoin brushes because the nude supermodel look of the 90s was when I started my career. It was tone on tone makeup, which meant you just kind of, used your skin tone and chiseled features into the face with matte colors and with just beautiful warm browns and nutmeg colors chocolate was just all the rage. You wore chocolate lip liner, chocolate lipstick, chocolate eyeliner. Everything was just nude and tan and chocolate colored. So this palette's gonna be a lot of fun for me to play with you guys. It's kind of like going back to my 20s and playing with makeup again. And what I love about this palette is it's a little bit more modernized. So although it has that kind of 90s supermodel-esque feel to it, it is definitely better textures than I remember getting. My powders were really thick and kind of heavy. These are much lighter in texture. As I was swatching, I could feel that. And the beautiful shimmer quality here will add a beautiful soft focus finish, really grab light. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this Super Sculpt Contour Intense. And I'm using my Kevyn Aucoin brush in the contour. I'm gonna go in here and sketch out that shape. All right, so from the top of the ear to the outer eye, and it could drag a little below. And then what you're going to do is lightly buff this up towards this angle. And the goal here is to really let this lift and create a hollow. So as you can see, looking straight into the camera, I am starting to already get this chiseled line here. The goal is to kind of create this shape so that you get a strong jawline and a really great hollowed, you know, chiseled look. Okay, so first step done. I'm going to go in this eye socket here, and I'm using the same brush. And it's okay if it drags a bit up onto the brow bone. The point is we're trying to create some depth in the eye area, and we're also lifting and warming up that area by letting it drag a bit upward. Now by leaving this with nothing on it here and here, it automatically creates a two-tone effect, meaning that it looks like you have a lighter shadow here and here just by placing that sculpting shade in the crease and on the brow bone. All right, same color. We're gonna go right down the middle of the nose. Not touching this area, we want that to stay nice and bright. The reason that you put a warmer color here is we're kind of pushing the nose back into space, because remember, dark colors recede, bright colors move forward. From there, I'm gonna go up by the temples here and lightly move at an angle. So we push this back, we pushed this back, we pushed this back, we've softened the nose area. You're just gonna grab a bit of this powder here and you're gonna go right under this chin here, or where the jaw is at. Taking a little bit of that and just putting it right on the jawline, and then lightly feathering that back. Same brush, flipped it over. What I'm gonna do is add some more depth right in this area. Now I'm going in and adding a little bit more of a hollow or a more chiseled look. And I'm very light at this point. This is where you're going to be very targeted, very specific, and just work in a very small area on the face, because this can get really muddy and really too harsh if you're not careful. So you're just gonna put a little bit of that color down, the deepest color in the palette, and then you're gonna lightly push that up at an angle like you did the first color. I'm taking the brush now and I'm lightly circling it to buff it out. And hopefully you can see in the camera that it's creating a nice shadow around there. I'm gonna soften that up even more in a bit. I'm gonna go ahead now, and whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to bring down each side of my nose, working at an angle. And what's happening is, because I have these darker colors here, all the areas that haven't been touched are looking very bright. I hope you can see, like, this is just looking brighter and brighter just from having these deeper colors kind of circling around it. Taking the same color here, and I'm going to go in that crease on the lower half. Stay right on that eyeball socket right here. From there, I'm going to add a little bit of that deep shade to right under my lip to make my lip look fuller. All right, next I'm going to go in with my Kevyn Aucoin blush brush, and I'm going to grab this light champagne goldy color. I'm going to go very lightly right on top of the cheekbone here. Of course, if you want more of that wow pow factor, you just add more, but I'm trying to just look like very naturally sculpted here. Whatever's left on my brush, I will very lightly go underneath my eye area. And I'll bring a little bit down onto that cheek. So it's kind of like a small little V here. I'm gonna grab a bit of that same color now and put it right here. Right, I'm gonna take that same color and I'm gonna go down here. And once again, same color and on the chin. I'm going to grab a little bit of that same color now with my finger, and I'm going to pop it right here on the upper brow bone area. I start in the middle, take a clean finger, and work back and forth. I am going to wet these and intensify them, but I'm trying to first show you guys what they look like dry. I'm taking that same champagne gold color and just tapping it on that lower lid. All right, from there, same brush, the Kevyn Aucoin blush brush. I'm going to grab a bit of this beautiful peach gold. I'm going to bring it on top of that whole area, right through here. I'm not touching the sculpted area. I'm staying kind of right in this little circle here. All right, both sides are done. And, uh-oh, we have the art cup out. Which we know what that means if you've seen the last couple of videos. For me, when this comes out and this brush comes out, it's time to play, baby. Have a paper towel here. I'm going to lightly dab each side of the brush off. And these are meant to be used wet and dry, so let's have some fun. I'm going to grab this beautiful champagne gold color to place that on the lid. Now I'm tapping it on, set it down. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to bring into that inner corner of the eye. And then you can take a little bit here and work on the side of the brush. Now, did you see that I'm not using my hand the same way because that'd be too intense? I'm taking it to the side and just feathering it on the upper cheekbone here to create a more bold, wet, lacquered, high beam cheekbone compared to something that's a little more subtle like this. You can see that's a bit more bold. Whatever's left on the brush, I will very, very lightly move on to that brow bone. And I want it to be very light so it doesn't look like a big dot of color. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm still just kind of moving around the face here. Use a clean finger if it starts to get to be too much. Just kind of blend it in here. I'm gonna go right on top of that gold color. I'm staying mainly in the center to create a two-tone effect. But feel free to put it on top of all the gold if you want it to just be very uniformed in color with no transition. All right, dry, wet. So I got the Super Nudes makeup look, and it has the eyeshadow quads, which I will be using in a minute, the eyeliner duo, and then a lip liner and a lipstick. And what's great is it lets you pick out in the kit the lipstick color that you want and the lip liner shade. So the color that I picked was this incredible nude. It states that it has a blend of oils with buildable, long-lasting coverage for up to 10 hours. But first I'm going to put on the lip liner. And this is such a good lip liner color, you guys. It's called Hot Gossip, and it goes so beautifully with that beautiful lipstick color. Now, Charlotte Tilbury is one of my favorite lip pencils because it has a wax base, so it lasts up to 6 hours, and it helps with feathering and bleeding around the edge of the lip. My favorite lip liners are Chanel's, Huda Beauty, and Charlotte Tilbury. They just last a really long time, and they help with anything moving up around those nasty little fine lines that start to happen in your 40s. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on now. I'm gonna start in the corners because when you start from corner to corner, it makes a fuller lip look. When you get to this point, you can decide if you want to go more round, which will create a fuller lip, or if you want to go more pointy on the upper lip area or the Cupid's bow to create more of a puckered or Hershey kiss, what I like to call look. When you get to this point, you want to go ahead and feather with the side of the pencil on each corner of the mouth. And leave this here blank. Let's go ahead and put Cover Star on. First put it in the middle. And I do that because I want the center to look fuller to create more of a kind of look. And I don't go all the way around the lip first because I don't want to pick up any of the lip liner color and dilute the color in the bullet. So I start in the middle here where we had hardly any lipstick on. Remember, I kept this part blank. Just really target that area. And then I can go in and lightly apply that lipstick on top. Taking my finger and just blending out these corners here. Super nude. But I do want to take it up a notch by adding in the eyeliner. I love these dual-ended pencils because you get really two different looks that you can create. I have all of the other ones as well. She has like Mesmerizing Maroon, and then one with like a brown and a bronze, and then a blue, I believe, and it's a black. Anyways, all the pencils are great and they're very convenient. They're creamy. They use wax and blendable oils, so it goes on smooth and then it sticks really well to the inner eye waterline as well as the upper lash line or the bottom lash line, and they stay all day. If you want to make your eyes look nice and bright, you're going to go ahead and take this creamy nude color and go right in that waterline. All right, you guys, this look is done, but I'm gonna go ahead now and add the Easy eyeshadow palette in the nudes and then add some black liner to kind of bring it all together, create a smoky night look or something a little bit more editorial and edgy. Now, this palette has a lot of different ways that you can wear it. You can do something just like these three for day to day, or you can do something like this for a little more smoky, or you can wear them all together and create a really cool look. There's just a multitude of ways to wear this palette. I'm gonna focus just on this dark color and maybe one or two others because I want to do a specific look. But if you guys want me to do more looks with this eye palette, all you have to do is comment down below and I will add more looks to the super nude collection for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead first and grab this dark black color here. Now I'm gonna go in with my finger and just press this onto the lid. This formula is dreamy. It's creamy and jelly mixed together. It just sticks to the lid. It's real easy to apply. There's hardly any fallout, if any. It's just the easiest palette to use, and that's what I love about her shadows, especially when you're working with dark colors. You're always like, oh, as a makeup artist, and you have foundation and all your work done already, and then you go on with a black. You're like, no, I don't want it to fall all over the under eye area. But this doesn't move. Sticks really well. It's a beautiful formulation. As you can see, I'm just tapping it on the lid. It reminds me of an oil slick. It's kind of creamy and jelly, so when you move, it creates a really gorgeous light catching effect across the eye. From there, I got my Kevyn Aucoin base shadow brush, and I'm just going to use the tip of that brush to blend out that edge here. I want a nice transition, so I'm grabbing a very little bit of this beautiful kind of purple brown color, and I'm just gonna go right on that lower brow bone and let it drag up, basically where the last kind of black line was, so that I can blend these two together and create a nice transition. Go ahead and grab that beautiful kind of orange terracotta color with a little bit of that tan. Mix them together, and then you can very lightly, very, very lightly move it up on top of that purple brown that we just placed down. Next, I'm going to take this enhancer magnifier shade in a dual-ended pencil. I'm going to take it right underneath this eye, and I'm going to be messy because I am looking for that rock and roll eye look with everything else being in the nude sculpted kind of family on my face. We're gonna make this look nice and edgy so you can get real messy here. It's okay if it goes underneath the eye and kind of transfers down. All right, so here we have the smoky supermodel eye look. I actually remember wearing this. It was really popular with Kate Moss, and there was a couple editorials that had, like, Linda Evangelista did it, and Naomi Campbell, and Claudia Schiffer, and there'd be this, like, kind of rock and roll grunge eye with everything else being really, really nude and, you know, kind of like you were dead. Like a rock and roll dead girl. And I loved it. Oh my gosh, in my 20s, it was like the look. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this other eye so that you guys can see how it all comes together. All right, here we have the supermodel 90s smoky eye look. This was just the cool girl makeup. I think she did a fantastic job. Charlotte Tilbury is not only a great makeup artist, but she really knows how to put looks together that create the most glamorous, sexy finish for individuals. I don't buy as many of her palettes as I used to because I find that there's a lot of overlapping when it comes to what the palettes look like. For instance, she brings out a lot of golds and bronzes and kind of those purple jeweled tones. And since I already have several of her palettes, I haven't bought any new palettes of hers because it kind of is redundant. But this collection was such a breath of fresh air for me because it really did kind of break away from what she normally does, but still has like her written all over it. Such a fun collection to play with, and I absolutely love the colors. It is spot on. The face palette, I feel like, is going to be something that a lot of people are going to use because it can be used light or take it all the way up to high definition, and wet and dry is really nice, and the formulation is just really gorgeous. Now, I will say another thing that is really awesome about this palette is it feels very foolproof. And what I mean by that is for some people, when they go in and they take their brush, they're going to be like, it's too light, like there's not a lot of pigment on there, and that's a good thing. Because it's a gel kind of cream texture and it's meant to be used wet and dry, it doesn't have like a ton of pigment that's just going to sit on the skin. You actually have to build up the color. Now, don't let that fool you. It definitely has a lot of pigment and it shows up on the skin, but I feel like for people that have a hard time finding balance in their application process, this is going to be a beautiful, easy way of getting a gorgeous look with your makeup while looking very natural, unless you want to look like wow or like bold. You'll really have to build up the color to get that kind of effect. So overall, beautiful, beautiful palette. So glad I got it. Highly recommend this palette. It's really gorgeous, you guys. And besides the face palette, the lipstick, oh my goodness, the color on this is so beautiful. Love the textures of her lipsticks. The lip liner color is great, and that wax in there just helps with feathering and bleeding. And the eyeshadow, creamy jelly texture, doesn't have any fallout. A lot of color, just great consistency. So another score. This was probably my least favorite, and simply because the colors are great, but I kept having to sharpen the pencil because it kept breaking. So I feel like it's too dry. I'm hoping that it was just maybe like a bad pencil that I got that's just old. But as you can see, look at how much I have left of this pencil because I had to keep sharpening it as it was breaking against my waterline. So maybe that's just a one-off because I have her other dual-ended pencils and I don't have any problem with them, but just something to keep in mind for you guys. Overall, it's a hit. I love the collection, love the look, and I think Charlotte Tilbury did a great job with his overall color story. All right, you guys, we are here at the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, comment down below. If you guys want to support Cheri Voyage, it's super simple. All you have to do is subscribe and hit that like button. Don't forget to use the affiliate links down below. I do get a small commission when you guys use my affiliate links, and that helps me buy more product to share with you guys. You can buy the products I used here on my face today, or right underneath the descriptions of the products I use, there's a whole other box that has a list of different department stores that you could shop for anything your heart desires. And leave me a comment. It's my favorite part of doing this channel, is hearing what you guys have to say and chatting with you guys. All right, everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.